In the fifth episode, one of the main themes was the growing closeness between Pomni and Jax. Before that, we doubted whether Jax would ever be able to open up to anyone. Now we understand that Jax is interested in Pomni. He wants her to become his best friend or even something more. Moreover, I found out that the relationship between Pomni and Jax has a deeper meaning than it seems at first glance. Pomni is connected to Jax's deceased friend. In this video, I will tell you about the development of the relationship between Pomni and Jax in the fifth episode and the consequences of this in the future. In previous episodes, we could see that Jax was paying attention to Pomni. He spoke to her a little differently than he did to the other characters. Jax is undoubtedly the most sociable character in Amazing Digital Circus. But every time he interacts with Gangle, Zubul, Ragatha, or Kinger, he doesn't take them seriously, behaves rudely towards them, and tries to make fun of them. At the same time, Jax treats Pomni differently. For example, in the fourth episode, he approached Pomni just to talk and share his impressions of the adventure. In the fifth episode, Jax used every opportunity to joke around with the other characters. In the president's office, the savannah, and the bar. In the stargazing adventure, Jax decided to have a frank conversation with Pomni instead, telling her what he thinks of Gangle and Ragatha. Besides Pomni, he also had a serious conversation with Ragatha, but only because she initiated it. At the bar, Jax apologized to Pomni. Of course, it's possible that he just wanted to annoy Ragatha and make her jealous. But this already shows Jax's special attitude towards Pomni. The fifth episode greatly helps us get a broad view of what has happened and continues to happen in Jax's relationships with the other characters. A long time ago, Jax had a good relationship with Ragatha and Gangle. They often communicated and got to know each other well. The conversation between Pomni, Jax, and Ragatha in Stargazing makes this clear. When Ragatha accuses Jax of being too rude to Gangle, and therefore she doesn't want to talk to him, he replies that she likes it when he's rude to her.
Maybe she just doesn't want to hang out with someone who's mean to her all the time.
She likes when I'm mean to her, though.
In fact, this means that, according to Jax, he has to be rude to Gangle to get her attention. Pomni is surprised and asks if Jax cares about other people's feelings. He thinks for a second and replies that no, he doesn't. From the previous sentence, it is obvious that this is a lie. Jax believes that Gangle has lost the ability to be happy, and Ragatha's behavior devalues their friendship and annoys him. From this adventure, we can see that Jax knows a lot about Ragatha and Gangle, and he cares about them. In the fourth episode, Gangle expressed her opinion about Ragatha to Pomni. Gangle believes that Ragatha constantly hides behind her kindness. Because of this, it becomes difficult to understand when she is truly sincere. Gangle and Jax's opinions about Ragatha are quite similar. Their observations complement each other. I am sure that Jax and Gangle could not have come to such similar conclusions completely independently of other. They were all close, but something happened between them that ruined their relationship. I think it's all about Jax's best friend. During a conversation on Stargazing, we realized that something had happened to his friend. In intermission, we see Jax running to one of the players' bedroom doors. The door has a character that looks like a frog on it. At the bottom and top of the screen, we see the eyes of abstract characters. This makes us understand that Jax's best friend has become abstract. This was a heavy blow for Jax. It is clear that he still hasn't gotten over it. According to my theory, he withdrew into himself after his friend was sent to the basement. Because of this, he distanced himself from Ragatha and Gangle and stopped communicating with them. It is important to note that Jax is not as sociable as he wants to appear. In reality, social interactions are quite difficult for him. Jax did not know how to restore communication with Ragatha and Gangle. He decided that if he started acting rude and joking around with them, they would pay attention to him and start talking to him again. When a small child cannot get the attention of their parents or other adults, they start deliberately breaking the rules and misbehaving in order to get attention. Behind the phrase, "she likes it when I'm rude to her," lies a desire to restore friendly relations. By the way, let's discuss Jax's abstract close friend. It's no coincidence that Jax paid attention to Pomni. I think Pomni reminds Jax of his friend. There is a certain connection between Pomni and this character.
She likes when I'm mean to her, though.
We already know a little more about Jax's friend than we were shown in the fifth episode. On Tumblr, a user asked Gooseworks who the abstracted character before Kaufmo was. Gooseworks replied that it was Ribbit. This is definitely the name of one of the players. and it fits perfectly for a character that looks like a frog. So Jax's friend's name is Ribbit. The thing is, Ribbit isn't the only known character in the digital circus who looked like a frog. Many fans know that Pomni was originally supposed to have a completely different design. She was much taller, about the same height as Ragatha and Kinger, or even taller, and she didn't look much like a clown. But the main feature of her appearance was that she looked like a frog. Fans call this old design of Pomni Frogni. In my opinion, this indicates a strong connection between Pomni and Ribbit. I think we can assume that when Pomni entered the digital circus, she had a high chance of getting the appearance of a frog. We don't know exactly how the appearance of a player's avatar in the digital circus is determined. I think that the game, or Kane's artificial intelligence, is somehow able to analyze people's personalities, preferences, and character traits. Based on this, the artificial intelligence selects a suitable body for the person. Most likely, if Pomni and Ribbit were similar in appearance, they were also similar in character. If this is true, Ribbit was a little anxious, but just as mature, kind, and sociable as Pomni. According to my theory, he was able to become such a close friend to Jax precisely because Ribbit helped Jax get to know the other main characters and start communicating with them. Without him, Jax lost his way and began to act as he saw fit. But now, he has been able to establish communication with Pomni, which should change the situation. I believe that she will be able to support him just as his old friend did. You may think that Pomni is not the most emotionally mature character in the digital circus. However, the fact is that Pomni is currently the only one who gets along with all of the other characters. At the moment, Ragatha is worried about Pomni. On the one hand, she feels that Pomni prefers Jax to her. She is distancing herself from Ragatha and getting closer to Jax. Ragatha doesn't like to lose. She also wants to be friends with Pomni, because she doesn't have a very close relationship with Gangle and Zooble. On the other hand, Ragatha is worried that Jax's bad traits may rub off on Pomni, that Jax may corrupt her. In the sports stadium, we could notice two interesting details. The first is that Jax found common ground with Pomni's evil clone. Pomni's doppelganger was not very different in character from the original, but she was rougher and more aggressive, demonstrating all the negative traits that are hidden in Pomni. Jax enjoyed talking to her. This may mean that he wants the real Pomni to behave in a similar way. The second is that Pomni also began to enjoy spending time with Jax. When Gangle started a vote to dress Jax in a maid's costume, Pomni was the only one besides Jax who voted against it. She began to enjoy Jax's aggressive behavior. I must say, I still believe in Pomni despite everything. As she said herself, she has a mind of her own. I don't think she'll just give in to Jax's negative influence. Instead, she could change him for the better, teach him how to interact with others, and help him reconnect with Ragatha, Gangle, Zooble, and even Kinger as friends. Pomni can do the same thing for Jax that Ribbit did and play an important role in his life. What do you think about this? Can Pomni change Jax for the better? Will Pomni and Jax start dating? How are Pomni and Ribbit connected? Write your opinions and theories in the comments, and I will definitely read them. The best comments will be featured in the next video. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Good luck, everyone, and see you soon.